What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Football Chatbox. My name is Ryan, and welcome to the Game Week 12 wildcard video. We're going to be discussing wildcard in terms of which players you can look to get for those of you playing your wildcard this week, and also for those of you who haven't played your wildcard. Maybe this is a good idea for you to look and see maybe which players that you should also be targeting. Um, I'm gonna go on screen, show you what I've got at the moment, and also give you a few other ideas as well in terms of other players that you could look to target. Now, having said all of that, if you are new, hit that subscribe button as we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and with your help, we can get there. And also for all my returning subscribers as well, smash the like button as well, and leave a comment in the chat if you leave a comment in the video if you are wildcarding this week, or if you haven't wildcarded this week, when I look into wildcard, and if you've already played it, how many of these players will you be able to have in your team come game week 12? Having said all of that, let's get straight in the video. All right, now wildcard, I have 3.3 in the bank. Some of you might have more, some of you might have less. All depends on how much team value you have. I've gone with Verbruggen, Mazraoui, Enturi, Gabriel, Salah, Palmer, Embuemo, Bruno Fernandes, Cunha, Joao Pedro, Isak, Fabianski, Rogers, Hall, and Konsa. That front seven alone has penalties in that lineup that I've got here. The main reason with the Game Week 12 wildcard is you want to be able to navigate the Christmas schedule properly. So because of that, you want to try and get as many as close to 90-minute players as possible. That is something that I would recommend, highly recommend. Try and get as close to as many 90-minute, if not even, okay, Joao Pedro is probably not a 90-minute player at times. He's probably a good 70 to 80-minute player though. But he is on pen, so it does have an appeal because of that. But as the rest, as you can see, most of the others are all 90-minute players. So try and get as close to 90-minute players, because with midweek fixtures and all, rotation will happen for most players in FPL. So you want to be able to avoid that by having a lot of glue guys in the team. Now, how have I picked this team? Now, I've got here Lego Mane's hop on, hop off chart. As you can see, why Game Week 12 wildcard? Well, a lot of teams are having a fixture turn. Some teams for the better, some for worse. For example, City are about to go on a slightly harder set of fixtures, and they've been poor recently as well. So, good time to kind of get off City. If you still want to have Haaland in your wildcard, I'm not going to stop you. Arsenal are about to go on a slightly better run as well. Now, in terms of fixtures, we're hoping defensively they'll keep some clean sheets because of that. Liverpool, not too bad actually. So I've got Salah in this wildcard draft. You could probably add another Liverpool defender if you wanted to, because I've got 3.3. You could look to upgrade one of the players, maybe to a Konate instead if you wanted. That's a possibility. Aston Villa have decent fixtures. Now, people are going without Watkins in most drafts that I have seen. But we've got Konsa, and I've got Rogers in here, who could switch to someone else if you wanted as well. But I've got Rogers for like the Villa coverage, because their fixtures are pretty good, I would say, in the next couple. Spurs, there are on and off fixtures mixed with some tough games like City, Chelsea, Liverpool. And given Spurs' form and inconsistency, I think you just want to get out of that. You don't want teams that are so inconsistent at this point on a wild card. So I'll just remove them. Chelsea are about to start on a really good run as well. Obviously, the attacking wise, they're pretty good. Palmer is a really good option. But defensively, if you're looking for a Chelsea player, you could look to get like a Levi Colwill maybe from Chelsea. It's not a bad option. Levi Colwill would be 4.5 million. So not a bad price as well. Levi Colwill, good option if anyone is looking. With decent fixtures for potentially they'll keep a clean sheet. Newcastle now obviously on a good run of fixtures, which is why we've got Isak in here and Lewis Hall for the defensive coverage as well. Gordon is not too bad, but he hasn't been as good as an FPL asset this season compared to some of the other midfielders. There's more appealing the other midfielders over Gordon at this moment. West Ham will start a good run of Game Week 14, but you never know. They might have a new manager by then as well. So it's probably best to wait and not get onto West Ham players. The only West Ham player I have is Fabianski at the moment, just because he's plain. So the plain 4.0 keeper, can't ask for anything worse, to be honest. So just I've got him in there. Man United are in their current good fixture run, which is why we've got Bruno Fernandes to try and capitalize on that good fixture run. You could probably choose maybe to just so we got Bruno Fernandes and Mazraoui, and now with the new manager, we're hoping with wing back system, maybe Mazraoui becomes a better option as well, or he could even be part of the back three of that wing back system. So we don't really know exactly. That's a bit uncertain in terms of United assets, which means you could probably have them for the next two and then choose to move, or you could just, like I said, if you wanted to get like a Konate or something with the money in the bank, you could probably move Mazraoui to Konate now itself as well, instead of having to want him in your team. Bruno Fernandes, as you can see, I've kept for the Nexus 2 to try and maximize from that United next two good fixtures. You could choose to maybe go without him, and like, because of the money in the bank, you can go to a Saka straight away. As you can see, I haven't gone to Saka in this draft, but you can, depending on your team value and all, you can choose to go to Saka straight away as well. So it's up to you in terms of how you wanted to go. So let me actually put Saka in here to guys show you guys, like, I still have 1.6, which allows me to do Mazraoui to Konate as well if I wanted to. Crystal Palace, inconsistent. Brighton, now Brighton are about to go on a good run, which is why we've got Joe Pedro and we have Verbruggen in goal as well, to try and see if Brighton will keep some clean sheets. If you didn't have Verbruggen in goal and you had some other goalkeeper, if you wanted to get a Brighton defender, Veltman is not a bad choice for Brighton. In terms of a defensive player at 4.5, your other option could be, for example, Kadi Aglu, 4.5. Now, he was missing from the last game with a toe injury. Might want to monitor that and see. But from gameweek 13 onwards, not a bad player to have, to be honest, if he's going to be consistently playing some minutes. There could be a bit of rotation at times with Brighton, to be honest. But he's playing out of position. And if he's like your fourth or fifth choice defender, not a bad player to have. Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth, as you can see, I don't have anyone here, but you could do Rogers to Semenyo if you really wanted as well. I don't mind that as an option for anyone who's looking to get a Bournemouth player. Keep in mind though, with this setup, Semenyo is currently, if I'm not mistaken, on 4 yellow cards already. So you would want to be careful with that, because one more yellow card and he does get suspended. So maybe you can choose to wait till that happens. It might not even happen, to be honest. So that is up to your personal risk preference if you want to have him or not. Fulham, obviously fixtures are going to get a bit more harder, so you would want to like go off the likes of Raul Jimenez and whatnot. Wolves are in a really good run, which is why we have Cunha and Ant-Nouri. Everton are going to go into a hard run, which is why you try and look to remove your Everton players. Brentford run is about to end as well after game week 13. So you could look at Brentford and go, okay, Mbeumo's numbers are slightly going down. Maybe I look to remove Mbeumo off my wildcard either this week or in the coming weeks. Maybe you choose to go, okay, instead of Mbeumo, I'll have Bruno Fernandes now. That is completely up to you in terms of how you want to approach it. Which is why I had initially Bruno Fernandes, was to look to remove Mbeumo and go to Saka as an option. But it's completely up to you in terms of how you actually want to approach that wildcard draft. And then obviously Forest, tough run. You look to remove your Forest assets. Leicester haven't been consistent. Ipswich not consistent. Southampton not consistent as well. So we won't be looking at getting any of those players. So hopefully that kind of explains like some of the players that we're looking to target, some of the players that we're trying to get. Now, if you wanted to have Haaland in this team, you obviously cannot have Salah, Palmer, Saka, Isak, Gabriel, all and Mbeumo in your team. It's going to be way more harder. So that is up to your risk preference if you want to have Haaland in this team or not, or whether you think, not having Haaland and using that money elsewhere, that as a collective improves your team, and whether that collective can do better over the next couple of weeks without Haaland is the question. So that's up to you to decide. But this is my game week 12 wildcard draft. Let me know what you think. Obviously, I've suggested a few more other players as well. Let me know what you think. And if you reached up to this point in the video, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all later.